Get some rod bending action on the go.
I don't know if we're getting this one out.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Conger Quest. Scary realization, the last episode, that was very scary. I've been saying, oh, I just caught a 20 pounder, you know, like in the second episode, and even when I went out on the marina, I was saying, oh yeah, after catching all these big ass congers, you know. But turns out that I should have took a few of the guys' advice down there fishing, because they, a couple sessions back, they said 10. Second episode, that bloke said 10 as well, so he knew his stuff as well. Major apologies for that, guys, because I don't want to be over exaggerating and estimating fish, over exaggerating like men do sometimes. You know, like I said, I'm still learning, and I'll be getting more and more experience as I go along. So it is a journey. I'm just hoping that you see it through to this point, and you know that I'm not trying to bullshit you by saying, oh yeah, I've caught 20, when in fact I've only caught a 10 pounder. With that knowledge that we've now got with our new scales and our drop net that we're going to be putting them in, I've decided that I really need to up the gear, because I've been looking at some pictures of some conger, and the big ones, they're very big, aren't they? They're very big. So now I'm thinking that, you know, that pulley rig I showed you in the second episode, that's out. That's no good. We've got to up the line strength. We've got to be getting on the ball here. So with the slosh, instead of 25 pound line, that's got to go up to at least 30. I've got some 35 pound sensor, Daiwa sensor, because I don't want to be losing fish, and we've been getting lucky lately. Lucky that they're only near on doubles, so we ain't been snapping out of them. Was it last episode? I've shown you all me bait box, and it was looking alright shit state in here, so I've got it all ready to go. I've got all my lines and all that, my reels, got my red rod ready to grab when I need it. Got some reels in there. Always wash your reels down when you've been saltwater fishing, don't want the salt getting at them. There you go, there's something I can show you. This spinning rod, my dad bought it for me when I was 10, and you can see I've just mistreated it there. I've kicked it, and do you know how much he paid for that? I think it was about 6 or 7 quid. What is it? It is a Masterline Premier. A Premier Masterline. I was 10, so that is now 15 years old, and I hate to think how many bloody fish I've caught on that. Wrasse, carp, no conger. I wouldn't want to catch a conger on that. I don't want to break my bloody rod. But Mark had another model. I remember when he was a kid as well, he had one, but his was a I think his was a 6 foot. It was a bigger version of that, but it was so good that I went into cash converters the other day, and I noticed they had a nice fresh one. So yeah, do you know what I really like doing? I like going to Carp Lake and pairing those two up together. You know, they're only diddy, they're only about 4 foot, but yeah, having them lent out and then just watching them go around with a rum. So now that all my tackle is sorted out and we're good to go, and we're thinking, you know, and we're writing everything down, and we're getting some more results, we need to start upping the game with the tackle. I've got 100 pound big spool of that, so that's going to be my starting point from now on, because I've just got feeling something big is coming up. I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot there, but I'm just feeling it. So 100 pound we're going to have. I'm still going to stick to 80 pound shock leader, 80 pound rig body on my pulley rig, which I showed you in the second episode, but don't follow that one, follow this one now if you want to catch a conger. So yeah, 100 pound trace line. Sorry, I'm wearing a white t-shirt so you can't see that well, but 80 bronze. With the bronze in 100 pound, when I'm doing just a standard blood knot, free twist and through the loop, it keeps slipping on me. 5 out of 5 times I've pulled it and it slipped through. The tag end has come back through the knot and unraveled. So if that was Mr. Big Ass Conger, he'd pull that up clean out and I'd lose a hook and a fish. So that ain't no good. So I've done a tuck blood and I've given that a good 5 attempts and he ain't pulling out. I've done more tests than just that though. I tell you, well, I've been really yanking on this £100 stuff with pliers, and I've been getting it down, just making sure that this ain't gonna break and it's gonna last when I've got a big ass conger on. A much bigger barrel swivel. That's gonna be the plan. Got a load of big old barrel swivels here. Poly bead, which I'm thinking about. I'm not too sure about that one because it's a swivel embedded into a bead. I'm gonna have to check the strength of that. I don't think it'll prise apart on me, but you never know. So I'm gonna check this poly bead out. But for the minute, I'm gonna use it. You never know. It may be absolutely fine. It does feel fine, and I don't know. I'm just slightly wary of it. You know, if the poly bead gives out on me, or if I'm not feeling it with a poly bead, what I'd probably do is I'll go for £100 rig body as well and put a big ass swivel on there and tie my shock leader to the swivel with 2 bits of £100, which might be my better bet. So my rig body, and it's going down to just a lead, a simple lead, because I want to be making sure that I'm breaking out off the bottom, and I've still got Mr. Conger on. I don't want to be losing him just because I'm tying the end bit straight onto a weight. But there you go, guys. I'm not going to be running out of weights anytime soon, am I? And I've got some real gash ones here. But we've got some gash ones here which are absolutely fine for chucking down the side and stuff. So yeah, man. Also, what I've been experimenting with this poly rig with is when I've been going out on my sessions, I've been taking a mental note of when I've been snagging up, if I've been snagging up, and we need to find that snaggy ground, because that's where the Conger are going to be in amongst all those rocks and caverns and caves and ledges and stuff. Originally, I told you in the second video that my poly rig was going from the tip of my hand to the tip of my nose, and that was going to be the trace length, that length, and then my poly bead was going to be here, and there was going to be another length that was going to go down to my weight. Well, I've shortened this up now. I've shortened it up. I want to do it to about, this one's slightly longer, he's still as long as my arm, but I'm going to be doing it down to a foot. That's going to be my my trace length. The reason for it is when I've got my poly bead up here and I've got my short section of rig body, with this size length, when he's down in around the rocks, he's going to be less able to snag on anything because he's shorter. With a longer one, got all of that, look, he's coming right up the camera here. He could snag on the camera, snag around anywhere. In the snaggy ground that we're fishing, we're shortening it down to a foot, and you'll get a quicker registration when the Conger takes it as well, because he won't have all of that line to be able to just come in on your rig and play around with it there. So that's another little adjustment I've made. Another one will be the reels, £30 straight through with the sensor. And those nights when I'm really feeling it, do you know what? It's gonna be a short trace, but instead of using one hook, I'm going to be using 2 bronze, and I'm going to have a whole mackerel on, and this one will be popping out the bottom of it, and then I'll have an upturn one that will be going on the top, similar to some of the other rigs I've been showing you in the videos. The only risky thing with that is the more stuff you've got down on the seabed, the more hooks you've got down on the seabed, the more chance you've got of snagging up as well, so it could be counterproductive, but I'm willing to take that risk on the nights when I'm really feeling it. Go big or go home, as they say. So I think that's what I'm going to call this episode. And a lot of bloody waffle, because we're not getting out fishing, but I'm hoping that it's going to be food for thought. There was some other stuff that I wanted to talk about with regards to conger fishing, and so one of the things I did want to speak about, the fact that the conger has a big head, so it must have some kind of brain in there, you know. And this, for example, let's just take my goldfish. When the missus goes up the tank, they don't kick up a fuss, because they know that she don't feed them, so they know something about that person or that object that's moving in front of them. They're not going to have a feed. When I go up the tank, they come to the top. They want to be fed. They want me to feed them, and they know they're going to get fed when I come up the tank. So why wouldn't a conger, if he's been hooked before, know that that big bronze hook and this big bit of white line ain't going to cause him a great deal of annoyance? And you know, fish learn. My goldfish learn. Conger's a much bigger predator. I'm pretty sure he can learn from his mistakes as well. That's one little thing. And what I'm going to be doing to counteract that slightly is there's not much I can do with regards to hook unless there was a hook shank that come out that was a smaller section but a really strong one. You know, something like a Sakuma, but really strong. But then again, you've got to be weighing it both up, because you need that point coming right out of the bait. You need it to be coming out of the bait like that. So when Mr. Conger comes, you've got a good hit on him. You can really hook into him. You don't want the barb covered by any bait or anything. You want to clean in. So maybe a smaller one wouldn't be good. But then now I'm thinking that I could possibly do something with the trace line. When it's dark, you know, and at those kind of depths, they might not be able to see. They do have big googly eyes, so maybe they can see stuff. Then again, they probably can, because they've got the long lateral line, and they're probably sensing when a small pouton comes across on their lateral lines. Boom, got it. But if I was to change anything, do you know what I'd change? I'd change the rig body. There's some line out there, but it's a very strong fluorocarbon. £150 you can get it in. It's very expensive, and you can only buy it in spools like that. It's a fluorocarbon, which is, I don't like fluorocarbon, but I know in 150 it will stand up to the job. It can be slightly brittle, but with fluorocarbon, you know, it can blend in to the seabed, and it does have a certain tint to it as well, this line, so it's going to blend in down there. It just could be a little edge, you know, but I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get some next payday, so that'll be interesting. Another thing that I failed to point out through this whole series is that conger in deep water, when you go out on the boats, will feed all day, you know, all the time round on the turns of the tides and stuff, because it's so dark down there. You know, you think about in the channel, the English Channel, you got 100 foot, 200 foot, well, you know, I don't know all the depths. I've only been out on the boats a few times, but kind of scary as well, because out by the breakwater, it's not actually as deep as what you think, and then it's not till you get about a mile offshore that it does go down the drop off. They'll feed all the time, but when they're inshore, they're going to be a nocturnal feeder. So that's why I've been getting out of the spots when it's been near on dark, just in case you didn't know that, because I remember when I first started out congering about 2 or 3 years ago, I had a small little strap conger, and it's got the cogs turning, and I looked into it and I thought, oh yeah, conger fishing, you know, it's good. It's right at my doorstep. Let's give that a go. Yeah, I was going out during the day off West Oak Pier in a couple of foot of water during blazing hot sunshine. You know, I'm not talking like twilight or evenings, different matter. I'm talking, you know, 2 in the afternoon with the sun beating down upon you. Very, very low chance of getting something there. And it's taken quite a long time, you know, and this ain't off the bat, this whole Conger Quest thing. I've been going for them for, or I've been thinking about them for a good couple of years now, you know. It's only been the past year and a half, 2 years, where I've had a little bit of success with them, but no biggies. But this is why I'm doing this blogging, because it's making me think a bit more, and it's getting some enthusiasm in my bones to get out there when I have the bad sessions and to keep trying, because I know that it's possible. It's just going to take a lot of time, and I'm saying 40s, 50s and 60s, but they're not an every night fish, you know. They're a once in a bloody blue moon fish, you know. You're mainly going to be looking at your doubles. You get through your doubles, you'll get some 20s. You get a lot of 20s. You'll start petering up to the 30s, and you know, you start getting a few, and then you get the old straggler. So yeah, I really want one. Really want a good one, and I've just figured that I've had to learn it for myself, you know. Starting to get a grip of it now with my blogs and stuff, writing it all down. starting to see a pattern. I can't wait for the pattern, I want to get out now, but I know it's going to be crap and I'm going to catch something. I'm also going to be experimenting with another rig that is just going to be my shock leader down off my reel. I'm going to put a swivel up the shock leader, then I'm going to tie on my breakaway link and my lead. I'm going to tie my trace onto the swivel that's going to be free flowing, and to counteract it just bouncing straight up, right up the top of the 12 or 13 foot shock leader, I'm going to tie a stop knot and a bead and make sure that swivel can't pass up top. Even if it nudges the stop knot a little bit, it ain't going to go right up. So yeah, and just have that, and that's going to be closer onto the bottom, because sometimes with the pulley bead, if you've got your lead on the bottom like that, if you're picking up in strong tide, the tide could make it possibly a 90-degree angle, and I know that's only going to be a few foot off the bottom, but yeah, that rig that I'm talking about, the alternative is going to make sure that it gets down to the bottom and everything's pinned down with more chance of snagging. So I'm going to give that one a... But yeah, anyway guys, this was just a rambling video about Conger reels and where my mind's at, and what's going on and how I'm expecting something is going to happen soon. Be funny if it doesn't, wouldn't it? Because I'll be getting myself annoyed. But I just want to show you that I'm not too much of a messy bag. I do have it all in order and it's all good to go, because it was looking dreadful the other night, wasn't it? So but yeah, I really hope you're enjoying Conger Quest. Even all the little mistakes that I've been making at the start, overestimating fish and stuff, we're getting there, we're on a journey, and the journey will keep going. So yeah, we're still up in the game, and I'll catch you next time guys, and hopefully we'll be whacking into one of them big conger. You have a good one, cheers.
Get some rod bending action on the go.
I'm gonna put that in this one out.